In this lesson, you will learn about the concept of trade and its types. Trade is an important part of business which deals mainly with buying and selling of goods to consumers. It involves the exchange of commodities for money. Traders link producers to the consumers. Trade may be classified into home trade and foreign trade. Let us understand each of these types in detail. The trade which is carried out within the country is called home trade. Home trade is also called as domestic trade or inland or internal trade. Home trade is achieved through wholesalers and retailers. Retailers buy goods from wholesalers and sell them to consumers. They are the last connecting link in the distribution channel of goods. Retailers offer various services to consumers. They buy variety of goods produced by different producers and sell them to consumers. They store enough goods to meet the demand of consumers. Retailers also take risk of loss in business. They grade the goods and supply them to consumers as per their taste. Retailers offer credit facilities to selected consumers. They also provide more information about the new launch products and give suggestions about alternate products if the particular goods are not available. There are two important types of retail trade: permanent shops and mobile traders. Permanent shops carry out their business by operating through fixed places. Mobile traders do not have a fixed place for trading. They travel to places to sell their goods. Four important mobile traders are hawkers, peddlers, street vendors, and market vendors. Hawkers carry goods on their heads and go door to door to sell them. Generally, they sell only one or two types of goods like fruits, flowers, or vegetables. Peddlers carry the goods on wheel cars and sell them to consumers at their doors. They generally sell more than one type of goods. Traders are also called as footpath traders. They display goods on the corners of busy streets or on the pavement and sell them to the consumers. In some villages or towns, weekly markets are organized. Traders from different places take their goods to such markets and sell them to consumers. People from nearby villages also bring their goods which they have grown or produced to such markets for trading. Such goods include eggs, vegetables, blankets, agricultural implements, etc. At the end of the day, with the money they got by trading, they purchase their requirements. Wholesalers buy goods in huge quantities and sell them to retailers in small quantities. Generally, they deal with one or two types of goods. Wholesalers help retailers in many ways like supplying goods, giving credit facility, supply market trends, and advertise their goods. They also help producers by advertising their goods, providing them with market trends, and offering storage facilities for goods. The trade between two countries is called foreign trade. It is divided into three types. These are imports, export, and intraport trade. Import refers to goods and services bought from another country. Export refers to goods and services sold to other countries, while intraport trade refers to the buying of goods from one country with the view to sell it to other countries. This type of trade is also called as re-export trade. None of the countries in the world are self-sufficient in terms of natural resources. Some countries have plenty of natural resources and thus produce goods in excess which can be exported to other countries. Some other countries do not have enough natural resources and have to depend on other countries for their requirements. Foreign trade helps to foster relationship among other countries. Auxiliaries to trade. This is also known as aid to trade. Trade cannot be carried out successfully without the service of some organizations and institutions. Before buying and selling can take place, the goods must be transported from the factory to the market. The consumers need money to buy from them. Those services that facilitate the buying and selling of goods and services are called aids to trade. Okay, and these are banking, advertising, communication, transportation, warehousing, insurance, tourism, and e-commerce. Okay, let's go into details of all these aids to trade. Transportation. This refers to the means by which people or goods are moved from one place to another. Transport enables finished goods to be moved from a particular location to another. This is achieved by different methods of transport. It could be land, water, rail, or by air. Okay, we have insurance. This can be defined as the arrangement an organization or individual undertakes to provide a guarantee of compensation for specified loss or damage. Insurance enables the risk associated with commerce to be pooled and shared. Okay, then also banking. Banking is the business conducted or service offered by a bank. This involves accepting and safeguarding money owned by individuals or organizations. Banking solves the problem of payment and facilitates exchange between buyers and sellers of goods and services. Advertising. This is an activity of producing advertisements for commercial products or services. It involves creating awareness in a public medium in order to promote sales. Advertising helps the consumers to know about the various brands manufactured by different manufacturers. And this can be done through newspapers, using the phone, television, radio, etc. Then we have warehousing. Warehousing here refers to the act of storing goods until they are sold, used, or delivered to consumers. Okay, so goods are stored until they are sold, used, or delivered to consumers. Stored goods can include raw materials, packaging materials, or even finished goods. Then we have communication. Communication is the means of transmitting or exchanging information from one person
to another. This is essential to establish contact between manufacturers, sellers, and the buyers. Okay, then we have e-commerce. E-commerce is a term used for electronic commerce. Okay, it consists of the buying and selling of products and services over electronic system, okay, such as the internet. Simply put, e-commerce is the online transaction of business. Okay, it starts from the customer placing order online. You select your product, then make payment, and then the goods leave the warehouse. They shipped the goods, the shipping of the goods starts, and then to the customers. So this is the process that e-commerce take. Then we have tourism. This is the part I love the most. And this is because tourism is paying visits to a particular place of interest for recreational activities or holiday. Okay? It is the business of providing services for people who are traveling for their holiday. Okay? People who travel to places of interest for sightseeing and holiday, they are popularly called tourists. Okay? Then some 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 of the tourist center in Nigeria where people go for sightseeing, for recreational reasons, purposes are the Zoological Garden in Ibadan. Very beautiful place. When you go there, you will love it. There's also another place in Cross River. That's the Obudukatu Raj. Very, very lovely. I said this is the part I like because it is full of beautiful, beautiful things. Then we also have the Kurara Falls. That is in Niger State. Okay, so people go to these places to have fun. They go for sightseeing. All right, so I love this part. Okay, so these are the aids to trade. Let's look at the roles of custom and excise in foreign trade. The Custom and Excise Department is a government organ set up to ensure that goods and services produced locally, together with imported and exported goods, complies with specified regulations and required duties or charges are paid as when due. Custom duties are tax levied on goods brought into the country, that is imported goods. Okay? And then excise duties are tax levied on goods produced locally within the country. Okay? Some of the roles of excise and custom duties in foreign trade are to prevent smuggling of secret goods. Okay, then is to check the importation of goods prohibited. It's also to help government collect excise duties on locally produced goods. It's to help regulate goods imported and exported. And lastly is to ensure strict compliance of foreign exchange control. So these are some of the roles of custom and excise in foreign trade. Okay, get your notes and your pen and answer these questions. With a suitable illustration, explain trade. Take a deep breath. Do you understand this question? All right. Define the term aid to trade. Briefly explain the aid to trade. Differentiate between custom duties and excise duties. And lastly, list the roles of custom and excise department in Nigeria. Okay, we'll end the class here today.
I'll see you in my next class. Goodbye.